Hello everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to the Minnesota Ornithologists Union's first virtual paper session. I guess 2020 is a year to try new things. My name is Alyssa DeRubeis and I'm here today to present the 2020 Young Birder of the Year Award. I first met the recipient, Mr. Ezra Hosh, in January 2018, and he had just found, of all things, a boreal owl in Ramsey County, which was just insane. Now, at the time, we hadn't interacted a whole lot, but even though we didn't know each other super well, he was still willing to share his observation, not only with me, but with other birders. And seeing that owl just made me think of all the diligence and patience that it requires to comb through all those evergreens in the Minnesota cold and actually find that golden bird, in this case a boreal owl. So I just thought that was truly remarkable. And mind you, he was 19 at the time, and it was just amazing. And I really appreciate him and his kindness for alerting us to this really cool bird. And that would not be the last time that Ezra would wow me. In the following years, he would go on to find, most notably, I'm sure many of you ticked black-throated gray warbler for your Minnesota life list, and that was thanks to Ezra. He also found a yellow-throated warbler, probable California gull, a Carolina wren, and probably a handful of other records that I'm forgetting at the moment, but pretty impressive. And with each of these observations, he meticulously and thoroughly documented them, and this is a trait I think every knowledgeable birder should have, but it can be kind of hard to acquire, and he's already at that point, which is wonderful. And Ezra and I have also engaged in countless conversations on the finer ID points of birds, and more than once I've learned something from him, which is pretty awesome. And I'm sure others have had similar experiences with Ezra in the past regarding his bird knowledge. And he puts his extensive knowledge to really good use. He is one of 3 eBird reviewers for the state of Minnesota, and the other 2 are quite a bit older than him. And for those who don't know, you don't just simply become a reviewer, you don't apply to it or anything, you have to be specially selected by local experts. And according to eBird's website, eBird reviewers are often some of the most skilled and knowledgeable birders in the world. And again, Ezra is only now 21 years old, and he's a Minnesota eBird reviewer. That's really, really incredible. I've also noticed that Ezra tirelessly encourages Facebook users who have found rare birds to submit their observations to eBird. Now, from personal experience, I know for a fact that catching every single record like that is extremely hard, and especially during migration months where there's a much higher traffic on these birding pages. But Ezra still prioritizes Facebook bird records, along with his already big job as an eBird reviewer, and along with him being a student studying finances at the University of Minnesota at the Twin Cities campus. So needless to say, Ezra has a very full plate. And I would say the most important to me is that Ezra manages to stay humble through all this. And from what I've seen, once you get to a higher level in birding, I think we can easily become overconfident, and modesty can be hard to come by. But with Ezra, he will readily state if he thinks he was previously wrong on an ID, and I just think that's great that he recognizes that to grow as a birder, you have to address your past mistakes, learn from them, and move on. And I hope that all birders strive to shamelessly admit their errors, like Ezra has. Given Ezra Hosh's extensive bird knowledge, attention to detail, accomplishments, kindness, and modesty, I am thrilled to present him with the Minnesota Ornithologists Union's 2020 Young Birder of the Year Award. Congratulations, Ezra.